Part 1. The Crack in the Glass. The moment I knew my wife was cheating wasn't cinematic. There were no dramatic confrontations, no lingering scent of a stranger's perfume on her coat, no hysterical late-night phone calls. It happened on a sterile Tuesday afternoon while I was wiping the dust off our shared iPad. A single notification blinked on the lock screen. 3 words that felt like a gunshot. Lunch with Daniel. Why Daniel? He was her creative director, the man she'd spent months describing as arrogant and insufferable. But it wasn't the name that froze the blood in my veins. It was that tiny red heart. In 9 years of marriage, Emily had never used a heart emoji. Not for her friends, not for her mother, and not for me. That crimson symbol was a flare in the dark, illuminating a terrifying question. Who exactly have I been waking up next to for the last decade? The perfect facade. My name is Mark. I'm an IT consultant. My job is to find bugs in complex systems, yet I had failed to see the malware infecting my own marriage. Emily was a rising star in marketing, charming, sharp, and a master of public perception. Our life in the suburbs was a textbook dream. The manicured lawn, the candlelit dinners, the whispered plans about starting a family next year. But as I looked closer, the perfect image began to pixelate. The new silk dresses, the sudden obsession with black opium perfume, the late nights at the office that felt increasingly rehearsed. She carried her phone like a holy relic, taking it into the shower, placing it face down on the table as if it held a ticking bomb. I didn't confront her. Not yet. In IT, you don't stop a virus by yelling at the monitor. You gather the logs. You trace the source. You prepare the wipe. Part 2. The Long Game. I spent the next 3 weeks playing the role of the oblivious, doting ex-husband. While I cooked her favorite dinners, I was busy mirroring her cloud data. What I found was a digital graveyard of our marriage. Hundreds of messages, secret photos taken in the office pantry, but the dagger to the heart was a recorded call. I heard Emily's melodic laugh, the one she used to save for me, as she whispered to Daniel, "My husband is too blissfully ignorant to notice. He's a good man, Daniel, but he's boring. He doesn't see me the way you do." Blissfully ignorant. Those words stripped away the last of my mercy. I met with a high-stakes divorce attorney. When I laid out the folder, he whistled. "You've been thorough. Between the infidelity evidence and the morality clause in your prenuptial agreement, she won't walk away with a dime, not even the house." But a legal victory felt too quiet. I wanted Daniel to burn too. I knew their firm had a strict policy against fraternization between management and subordinates. It wasn't just a scandal, it was a fireable offense. Part 3. The Celebration. The opportunity arrived when Emily bragged about her team's latest campaign success. She wanted to host a celebratory dinner for her department. "Let me handle everything, honey," I said with my best boring husband smile. "You just focus on being the star of the show." The night of the party, our house was filled with the elite of the marketing world. Emily was radiant in a red dress, champagne in hand, standing far too close to Daniel. He was exactly as I imagined. Polished, smug, wearing a suit that cost more than my first car. He even had the audacity to clap me on the shoulder. "Mark, you've got a hell of a woman here." I smiled back, looking him dead in the eye. "I know, I'm fully aware of how much effort she's been putting in for you." In the middle of the toast, I tapped my glass. The room fell silent. "Everyone, tonight isn't just about the campaign. I've prepared a special presentation on the hidden dynamics that made this success possible. Something I think the board, and all of you, should see." Emily beamed at me, her eyes sparkling with pride. She mouthed the words, "You're so sweet." I dimmed the lights. I hit play on the 75-inch screen. Part 4. The Reveal. The first slide appeared in bold black letters. Project Betrayal. A confused murmur rippled through the room. Emily's smile didn't drop. It froze, turning into a brittle mask of confusion. The next slide featured their intimate messages, blown up for everyone to read. Then came the hotel receipts, paid for with our joint credit card on the exact dates she told me she was traveling for work. The silence in the room became heavy, suffocating. I clicked the remote. A video began to play. It was dashcam footage from Emily's car, parked in the dark corner of the company garage. The audio was crystal clear. The sights were undeniable. The finale was a screenshot of an email I had BCC'd to the entire board of directors and Daniel's wife. Exactly 5 minutes before the presentation began. It contained the full dossier of their collaboration. I flipped the lights back on. The room felt cold. Emily's face was the color of ash. Daniel looked like he was about to have a heart attack. His confidence had evaporated, replaced by the panicked sweat of a man who realized his life was over. "This was your best campaign yet, wasn't it, Emily?" I asked calmly. One by one, the guests set down their drinks. No one said a word. They didn't want to be witnesses to the carnage. They scurried for the exit like rats fleeing a sinking ship. Within minutes, only the three of us remained. Daniel's phone began to vibrate incessantly. I suspected it was his wife or his boss. He didn't look at Emily. He didn't look at me. He just grabbed his coat and ran out into the night. Part 5. The Aftermath. Emily collapsed onto the hardwood floor. The sobbing started, the desperate, ugly kind. She tried the old scripts. "It was a mistake. I was lonely. We can fix this." I looked at the woman I had loved for a decade and felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, just the relief of a job well done. "The fix is already in motion, Emily. The locks are being changed tomorrow. My lawyer says you have 24 hours to pack a suitcase." By Monday morning, Emily was placed on administrative leave pending an ethics investigation. Daniel was fired by noon. No severance, no references. His wife filed for divorce and full custody by the end of the week, freezing every asset they owned. Emily lost the house, the reputation she spent years building, and the man she thought was worth destroying a marriage for. Daniel, the man who called me boring, was now just a man with a ruined career and a mountain of legal fees. The closing, the silence of victory. 6 months later, I'm sitting in a small cafe in a different city. I sold the house and kept the proceeds. I heard from an old colleague that Emily moved back to her hometown. She's working a retail job, living in a cramped apartment, and no longer wears black opium. People say I was cruel to destroy them so publicly, but I didn't destroy them. I simply stopped protecting them from the truth. The truth doesn't hurt anyone unless you're living a lie. I took one last look at that iPad, deleted the heart emoji from my memory, and finally, I hit refresh.